I'm trying to get us live. Okay,
There we
we
go.
are live.
Awesome.
Hallelujah. We're a little late today if you're listening. Apparently, we've had some technical difficulties, which happens a lot. I'm going to try not to talk so loud so that I won't be echoey. So welcome to the Kisker Show, keeping it simple, keeping it real. I'm Leslie Bennett, and I'm a Bennett Real Estate Company. And today I am here with Chat Dubois. He is with DuMEALZ, and DuMEALZ, if you haven't heard of it, is a healthy food and meal prep company. Chat has 10 years coaching, 10 years of coaching experience with people in the gym and in the kitchen. And he loves improving both their fitness and their nutrition. Did I leave anything out, Chat?
I'm sure the story goes, it can write a book, but yeah, that's the gist of what we're doing today.
Okay. Well, and I'll tell y'all, I met Chat through a business networking in Thomasville, Georgia, and like I said, he does this meal prep, and so I started getting his meals, and I haven't done it lately, but he does a program where he does deliver meals to Thomasville and other places, and they are so yummy. They're well proportioned, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about that service before we go any further. Tell him about your meal prep service, Chat.
Well, DuMEALZ is a company of about almost 7 years. 10 years ago, when I was personal training, I was trying to get all my clients to eat healthy and eat the right things. And it just got tough for them to cook all the food properly. I had to show them how to prep it. So I just started cooking for my clients. And next thing you know, I had 200 or 300 meals a week from my home. Next thing you know, the health department's calling me saying, "Hey, I heard you had a food business." Like, I just cooked a few meals for some people, and they said, "You have to get a kitchen." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So luckily I found a kitchen and up in Adel, Georgia. Adel was great. Our first 5 or 6 years, our first 5 years, it was in Adel, and we got our business started debt free the entire time. We went from 200 meals a week out of my home to close to 7,000 a week now.
Wow.
And we've just been out there just preaching the gospel of it's time to get your body healthy. It's time to get strong. We can do it through nutrition. Stop making poor food decisions all the time. We really go by the 80-20 rule. We're all about a lifestyle balance and not a restrictive, hardcore diet that's really tough to follow. We like to go with people on their journey and go with our customers and our clients. And we have clients that have been with us now the entire journey. 3 clients I can call out right now have literally been with us since day one. They've never missed a week unless we weren't delivering that week. And we're just so appreciative of all of our customers and our employees. Also, I went from 1 or 2 employees. Now we're at 22 employees. And
Wow.
so, and right now everyone's still working. We've lost about 3 only because they had kids, but they're about to come back now. I kept them on a minimum payroll. Plus they were
Right.
getting, I kept them on minimum payroll, and plus we were giving them bonuses. They were doing labels, so I had them doing labels from the house. Whatever, we keep them busy and to keep them, they want to work. Everyone wants to be working right now. They don't want to be sitting around and stuff. But it's important that we follow the guidelines of our leaders in the area, and that we want to keep everybody as safe as possible. Every life is precious.
Well, so what I love about your meals is that on the lid, it has, the nutritional information as well as macros. And I know that is kind of a thing we all been hearing more about it, or at least if you've been into nutrition. I know for me that was a new thing that I learned about. So if you're counting macros, his food does have that on the label.
We believe here at DuMEALZ that macro dieting is the best, most convenient, most lenient way to have a lifestyle of eating healthy. I was one of the first macro coaches in the state of Georgia, and especially in this area. I started it 9 years ago, and the reason why I came around to that is when I first started personal training, I was writing those diets where it was bland chicken and chicken, rice, and broccoli every day, and frozen vegetables, and just whatever it could take. And I realized that all of my clients were like, they just wouldn't last. They would last
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks, and if they fell off their diet, guess what? They wouldn't show up to work out. And if they didn't want to work out, then I wasn't getting my check, and I wasn't making sure that my family was being fed. So I just kept scratching my head, like, what's going on with this? Like, why aren't people strong enough? That's kind of like, I was very prideful too. I was like, if you're not strong enough to do this, then you're not strong enough. But what I realized was, you got to learn to meet people where they are and
Yeah.
connect with them, and then guide them from point A to point B. So I attacked all those guys on Instagram that had abs with donuts, and I
Yeah.
started writing them, and I started saying, why are you lying to people? Why are
Yeah.
you deceiving people with donuts and abs? And I'm telling you, man, these guys said, you need to meet my coach. You need to meet my coach. So I hired Dr. 𝒂𝐡𝐚𝐭, who is the godfather of macros. He owns
Really?
𝐊𝐈𝐒𝐊𝐈𝐑.com, and he owns the dietdoc.com. Amazing, amazing human being. He is very intelligent. He's a doctor. He's an expert in his craft, but he's the godfather of macros. So anybody that knows anything about macros since the beginning knows Dr. 𝒂𝐡𝐚𝐭, the dietdoc.com, IIFYM, which IIFYM stands for, if it fits in your macros, you can eat it. And
That's
so
cool.
there's some of those and there's a lot of give and take with the macro dieting. What I love about it is that you can still have cake and ice cream and things like that. But I like to take our programs to another level. You can't have a whole lot of gluten and a whole lot of dairy if your body isn't digesting food properly.
Right.
So I work with people with their digestive systems, celiac disease, IBS, any kind of digestive issue. We will convert our meals to fit your diet, and I've worked with all those conditions and all those different challenges. I don't like to call them problems. I like to call them challenges, because I believe that we can overcome them through diet and making great choices. So once you start getting your macro diet, once you start getting your macros in place, and we can help you get your macros in place, but we will guide you through the entire process. We've had people lose over 160 pounds with us in the last year. We've had people lose 30, 40 pounds with us in 6 weeks. So we can adjust anyway, but macro dieting is the most lenient and the most it's also the most successful diet plan out there, because only 2 out of 100 people actually ever make keto a lifestyle diet. Keto is very restrictive.
Say that number again now.
2 out of 100. So it's a 2% success rate. And what I mean by that is they make it a lifestyle where they're eating it all the time.
Right.
Very tough. But what I do love about keto, we serve keto meals also. We support the keto diet. We support every diet out there. We believe that every diet is a tool. That's it. We have to find the right diet that matches you. So everybody doing keto, if you fell off keto, do not beat up yourself. It's the toughest diet to master out of all the diets besides vegan, and the newest diet is alkaline. That's a whole nother level. Alkalarians are.
Never heard of it.
They don't even put fruit in their body.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost like all greens, and it's vegan on another level. It's alkaline. Basically keeping they believe that keeping your body alkaline all the time is very important. And there's some things to that, but it's very tough. You're talking about very small percentages of successes. We like to coach in every type of diet, but we also like to bring people back to, I want you to have cake later in your life.
Yeah.
Use the keto diet to build up your self-discipline. That's all we're here to do, is to build our self-discipline up, nothing else. You got to find how your self-discipline leads to your body being healthy, not to everyone else's. So not every diet works for everybody, and that's why DuMEALZ has always supported all diets out there.
That's awesome. So basically what you're saying is that you have your regular meal plan or your regular menu, and then you also customize it depending on to whatever diet they're on, plus if they have any kind of condition.
Exactly.
So you are flexible with all that.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I wanted to tell y'all about some drinks that Chat offers with his meal plan, because I know you said they were blowing up everywhere. Tell our viewers about the drinks that you offer.
So we created a drink called the Vitality. I created it about 9 years ago. I have probably in the first 3 years of me creating that drink, I probably missed like a few days here and here. I have not in the last 5 years missed one day where I didn't have that drink. What the premise of our Vitality drinks is this: that you need 90 essential nutrients to get into your body, and they need to absorb in order for all of your internal organs to work properly, the insides. It's very important. So we assume that our food, anybody's food, has no nutrition in it, because unless you test the broccoli that where the broccoli was grown, You don't know what's in the broccoli. You can say
Yeah.
broccoli has calcium, but if the soil where the broccoli was grown doesn't have calcium, the plant will not have calcium. A plant
Yeah.
cannot make a mineral. It can only absorb a mineral, and it has to make a vitamin. So what we do is we supplement with that. We supplement with everything. So in my drinks, you get 87 of those nutrients up to a 250-pound person. And when you drink that, you're giving your body everything it needs except for fish oils, omega-3s and 9s. Mainly, you don't really need too much omega-6s, but omega-3s and 9s. And when you total up all the nutrients, it's around 90. It's around 90 nutrients. So I believe that my body is smart enough to heal itself as long as I give it what it needs. So I over nutrify the body, and then I allow the body to let it decide what it needs and what it doesn't need. And yes, when your body gets its reserves filled up, it will release the rest through urination or whatever else. And I have very expensive urine. I know I do, but I haven't seen a doctor in 12 years. So all that money that I'm saving, I just make sure I give my body everything it needs, and I let my creator who created this body say that my body has what it needs, and it will get rid of what it doesn't need, especially if you're putting all natural things in the body. You put all natural things in the body will then wake up and it will get rid of what it doesn't need. Now, if you're putting synthetics and all kinds of other stuff in the body doesn't know, it doesn't recognize those things. Yeah. So synthetic vitamins, pharmaceuticals, perfect example, type 2 diabetics, the body's not asking for metformin. The body's asking for insulin. Well, if the body's not making insulin, we have to figure out what mechanisms make the insulin. So we start to support your blood sugar issues with certain minerals that support your body making its insulin. And all of our type 2 diabetics, all of our people with blood sugar issues, 16 to 21 days on our program, and they will be elevated beyond their metformin. They won't. Wow. Most of them don't need it. And we help teach people that, and we work with naturopathic doctors that help us with a lot of these protocols. So I didn't create these protocols. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to cure or diagnose anything here. I just want to make that disclaimer before next thing you know, I got FDA knocking down my door.
Well, you sound like you really know your stuff. I mean, it sounds like you've researched it and you've partnered with the right people who can fill in what you don't know. And obviously you're living it, and so that speaks for itself. So tell us, Chad, what are some tips to maximize our health while we're being quarantined?
Well, sure. Right now is not the time. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of nice to be sitting around drinking some wine and relaxing and hanging out with friends on Zoom or however else y'all are hanging out. But it's real important that we shouldn't be drinking a lot of alcohol. So the main things right now, 5 quick tips. Number 1, drink your water. Your water is the most important nutrient going into the body, because without your water, anything from your food or anything from your vitamins that you're taking will not get to where they need to get. So water is very important. That's the first tip. Number 2, we want to stay away. There's 12 bad foods, which you can go to my Facebook page, DuMEALZ, DuMEALZ, and get the 12 bad foods. But I'm going to mention just 4 of those right now. The top 4 of my bad foods list is no alcohol, no carbonated drinks, no fried food, and no gluten. Those 4 right there will help. Just if you could just do those 4 things right now, eliminate those 4 bad foods, what will happen is your digestive enzymes and your digestive system will start to repair itself. And as that repairs, and if you have a healthy digestive system, that means anything you take, eat, nutrients, vitamins, minerals, they will absorb into the system properly. But if you're eating gluten, and a lot of people say, I don't have a problem with gluten. Most people don't realize they have a problem with gluten. It happens in so many forms. At age 20, you can eat burgers and everything else all day long. But when you get to age 40, where I'm at, and 50 and 60, that gluten 3 or 4 times a day has messed up my digestive system to where I started having issues like IBS or eczema and other issues that are totally related to the gut. So it's important that we eliminate foods that block the absorption of nutrients from our food or our vitamins. So that's number 2. Number 3 is get your heart rate up. Just go out walking for 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be incredible. Right now, you do not need to be killing yourself in the gym if you're trying to build your immune system. Now, if you're like me, who I've been on this program for 8 years, I can push myself outside because my immune system is strong. But if you're just now trying to get healthy, it's important that you don't go kill yourself in the gym, only because that brings your immune system down. So it's good to get your heart rate up a little bit. So about walking 30 minutes a day, light jog, but not too much right now. Right now should be rest, filling your body full of nutrients, and then getting your heart rate up just a little bit to get the blood going. You know, you can do jumping jacks in the house. You can do a light work of P90X or Zumba, or just dance around with your kids. Me and my kids, we do robot dance every night. He's 4, my daughter's 2. They love watching the like the break dance or whatever videos. And you got to see us. I look horrible. My son though, my son is good. I'm excited about watching him. He likes to dance a lot, so we'll see. Maybe he'll be a Chippendale. I don't know, but so that was that number 3, number 4. Can't remember.
That was 3.
That's 3. Number 4. We wanna eat food that first of all isn't fried, and then you want to stay away from too much oils, not too much olive oil. It's important. Use butter. Use more butter. Use more animal fat, such as beef tallow that comes from breaking down steak, breaking down fat from steak or from beef, and breaking that down into like a nice. It's basic. It looks really good. I have videos of my beef tallow. I can take a sirloin butt, render the fat over a day, and I have it, and I strain it, and it's white. It's beautiful. Kind of like butter. I cook with that all the time. Super healthy for you. Oils, when they're heated up really hot over 300 degrees, they become a carcinogen. Super important that we stay away from those. So, and you don't want to do that too much. And I know a lot of people cook with olive oil. I know I'm going against the grain, but I'm trying to give you the truth of what we need to be doing right now.
Right.
Number 5, a quick number 5 would be, I forgot my notes. So we're flying. That's
okay.
Winging it. But number 5 would be, let's see, what would be a good one for number 5? Number 5 would be try not to watch too much TV and too much news. Anything, if you're watching something and it's messing with your spirit and it's making you very uneasy, I understand that it's good for us to have a little fear or a little bit of concern or worry, but we need to put that on God's shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Actually, number 1 should be pray and read your Bible. That should be number 1, right? These are the times. I mean, we've got to get prepared. There's more things coming. The Bible's very clear of where we're headed in the future. So we've got to get more things going. We've got to get prepared. We need to be strong. Especially all of us men, we have got to start leading and getting our body strong, our mentality strong, our spirituality strong. We need to be foundations in our family and learn that when we see a pandemic coming, that we're prepared for this. Have prepared food. Have prepared food down at in your house, just in case toilet paper runs out or whatever else things go on. These things, I've been preparing for these things for 13 years. And I became a prepper about 13 years ago. It's the reason why I got healthy. Before I had money, I was out of shape, and I was involved in music production where I was around a lot of negative people all the time. And when you're around a lot of negative people all the time, egotistical, materialistic, money, the music industry is filled with that. You can watch it and see. I was involved in that. And I started seeking out God because I've just felt like something was leading me towards that. Next thing you know, I quit all my music career, 18 years. People were amazed. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're quitting music? I'm quitting music because I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'd have no clue. But I'm going to get healthy and figure out and try to connect with my Father in heaven and see what He wants me to do. And that's how I got into health and fitness. But right now, guys, we've got to put on an armor. And an armor of God, an armor of nutrition, an armor of a strong mentality and a strong spirituality and physical armor. We've got to be strong for our families. This isn't the time to be partying and waiting for the government to fix my stuff. It just isn't. They're not. None of them got a pay cut. None of those Congress people, none of them are getting a paycheck.
Right.
I mean, none of them got a pay cut right now. Actually, they got a raise. In the last stimulus bill, they gave themselves a raise. All of us are struggling. And we're getting our stimulus checks. Some of y'all are. I'm not. It seems like I make a lot of money, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? The business is expensive to run. And you know how it is when you start making money, you elevate your lifestyle. Your lifestyle.
The more you make, the more you spend. So it's a vicious cycle for sure.
And I'm trying to get better at that too. And I did really good the first 4 years, but after all those 4 years of sacrificing, I was like, we deserve that Escalade.
Yeah, I thought I deserved one too until I went and actually looked at the price tag. And I was like,
Well,
no, that's like a house.
it was, and it is, and we got two of them. So I'm regretting it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm being transparent. I'm regretting it, but I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure all my bills are paid and
Yeah.
do my best in everything that we're doing. So
Yeah.
it's challenging out here, and I just don't believe in sitting around and waiting for someone to take care of me. I just don't.
Right.
Right now is the time. Just like you started these videos, right?
Right.
You're Leslie, you're amazing. You're reinventing yourself as we speak. And right now is the time. If you don't reinvent yourself right now, you might not make it.
Yeah, well,
That's how I
there's
look at it.
definitely what I've seen. If you take this over and you do get rid of the negativity, that's the biggest thing that I've seen is that this is an opportunity. I mean, for so many things, and and the truth of the matter is, I think when we look back on this time, I honestly, and I might be wrong, it's my opinion, but I honestly don't think we're going to see it as being a negative. I think we're going to look back on it, and honestly, it's going to be kind of, I think we're creating great memories. I think we're learning a lot about ourselves. We are, like you said, in many cases, reinventing ourselves and learning how strong we are. You know what I mean? We can figure things out.
Exactly.
There's more than one way to do something. So,
And people are creating more than ever
Yeah.
right now. They're creating. We've got I'm working with a couple other guys, a couple doctors. I've got two podcasts that we're working on right now in the works. One is about just health and fitness with a couple chiropractors and a couple other doctors locally here. And we had this DuMEALZ set out to have this mission to educate and raise the level of health. And about 3 years ago, I changed that. I said, we're going to be the healthiest area in the world. Let's
Wow.
do that. And I lived in Gainesville for 9 years. Go Gators. Everyone hates me now. Sorry. But with that being said, I watched that city, which Gainesville, Florida is a small city, and it's a college town. That's what it is. When college isn't going on, nothing else is going on. But man, the mixture of so many cultures are at that college, and I just got so opened up to that. I'm from Valdosta. I'm from South Georgia. Went to Lowndes, go Vikings. So I'm from here, and I know the South. I grew up here since I was 4 years old. I know exactly what's going on here, but we have a beautiful place to live. The weather is not that bad, except actually as you get Thomasville further over, it's like the gnat capital of the world. We have gnats here too, but not as bad as Donaldsonville
Yeah.
and Thomasville and Bainbridge. Y'all got gnats in the winter with parkas on. Those gnats don't play. They come out in the winter. But that being said, we have a beautiful area to live in. A lot of people are attracted to this area for the weather and also the simplicity. If you're an honest, hardworking person in this area, it's easy to get along. It
Yeah.
really is. People, and that's another thing. I meet so many people here that real recognizes real. You can tell when people are pulling the wool over you or
Yeah.
are full of it. You just can. But if you're honest and hardworking, people are going to gravitate towards that. And there's so much opportunity, and I try to keep as many young people here as possible. But don't get me wrong, I left for 18 years. I knew, and I did what I never thought I'd do: come back to South Georgia, get married, and have kids. After every place I've lived, San Diego, Southeast Asia, Texas, New York, Maryland, DC area, Jersey. I lived all these places, and there's nothing like the South. And I believe that when we start making great choices in this area,
Yeah.
we're going to experience a life and a synergy of business, of corporate companies wanting to come here, manufacturing wanting to come here. We are poised right now. One of the top 4 things that corporations and factories and production companies look at when they want to build a factory in an area. Number 4, I think, is quality of life.
Yeah.
Because if your health insurance bills are way too high, they don't want to come and hire a bunch of sick people. They
Right.
just don't. Because you're going to be out of work, they're going to have to pay for it to a point, and then they don't want those headaches. So if we get healthy as a people, healthy as a group of people, the synergy that it will create for business and for monetary expansion and for success, I think we have everything it takes right here. It's just
Yeah.
it's all going to start with what you put in your mouth.
Yeah.
100%. I truly believe that to my heart, and that's what our mission here is at DuMEALZ: feed people healthy meals and to help people get from point A to point B doing that.
Well, that's awesome. That's some good stuff. How to preach.
Okay.
So tell us. I know that you mentioned that DuMeals is doing Feed the Heroes. So tell us what that is. We don't have a whole lot of time, so I want to make
Okay.
sure I get all that in.
Awesome. Real quick. So a bunch of my customers started calling me saying, "Chat, I want to donate money for you to take meals over to the hospital." And I'm saying, "Well, I'm already doing that." And there's like, "Well, take the money anyway." And I'm like, "Okay." So we started looking at all the hospitals that we go to. We're in 30 cities: Brunswick, Albany, Phoebe. Our hearts go out to Albany right now. The epicenter of Georgia for the COVID-19 is Southwest Georgia. It's important that we contain that over there but continue to help them. So we picked all the hospitals that DuMeals go to. If you go to DuMeals.com, click order and go to Feed the Heroes. We have a Feed the Heroes program. You can pick the city. You can pick Thomasville. You can pick Valdosta. You can choose to support any city. And we start off with feeding the hospital first, and then the leftover meals get trickled down into the emergency ambulance stations. Then from there, it goes to first responders of any kind, usually firefighters or something like that. Or if there's a really strong need for a missionary that's out there giving out food to low income or underprivileged children, then we support. I have liaisons in each city that we work with, and they have their hearts in the right place, and they let us know where the need is needed. And so, but like I said, we start with our heroes on the front line, our nurses, and our people out there risking their lives, being around this virus that is dangerous, 100%.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is that the way that people can get involved with that is they can go to your website and they can choose a city that they would like to sow into. Is that the way that works?
Exactly.
Okay.
You can choose a city, and then when you donate, it'll tell you how many meals you buy with that donation.
Okay.
So it comes out to around $6 or $7, $6.50 a meal is what we're
Awesome.
charging. But you gotta remember, our meals are high nutrition. When a person eats our meals, they do not feel like they need to sit down and relax. They can keep doing what they're doing. So our food is made for performance. It's not made for you to eat and chill out and sit there and kind of be like tired. And when your body shuts down like that, your body's wanting to conserve energy because it has to break down that food that's very tough to break down, whether it's lots of gluten, fried foods, and all this other stuff, lots of mayonnaise and
makes you
things
sluggish.
like that. It's really tough. That food makes you sluggish. Our food does not do that. Our food powers up people and allows them to have better cognitive function and better physical activity in order to perform their jobs on another level, including all of our anybody who's in finance, any accountants, bookkeepers, where you need a lot of function and a lot of focus. You try DuMeals with our Vitality drinks, you'll never experience what you know you could experience until you try that. And you've had the Vitalities before. You were on the program for a long time.
Yeah. I love the drinks. The drinks are my favorite thing. So I really need to. Yeah, I'm gonna have my New Year's resolution in May.
All right.
My January is going to restart. I think we all need to restart.
It's never too late to draw the line.
This has been such great information, and really it's helped me get to know you a lot more even than I already knew you. I love being able to talk to you. So what we're going to do, for those of you that's watching and for those of you that's listened and interested in DuMeals and their meal prep, or in just buying any of his products or donating to this Feed the Heroes, I will have all these links in this post. So you'll be able to click on there. I'll tag Chat. So if you've got any questions, put them in this post and he'll be able to answer them there. So this has been great. So any way that I can help you, I would love to.
Thanks, Leslie.
Thanks so much for being on our Kisker show today. It was awesome. And so guys, this guy is the man. If you don't have time to cook, all you gotta do is call him. Oh, the one thing we didn't say too is you do family meals too. So it's not just individual meals. Whatever's on that menu, you can call and order it for your family, and I'm telling y'all, they will love it. You pick it up, you heat it up, that's all you gotta do.
And our family dishes are balanced, so it's not 2 pounds of noodles with half a pound of meat. It is balanced as if you're getting one of the DuMeals, and it's one DuMeals times 7. So it'll feed 7 adults a DuMeals portion, which is right around 400 calories per person. So the meat's balanced in there, the broccoli, the carbs, all the vegetables, they're all balanced. So you get a good even amount. So it's not an overpowering amount of just carbs. It is very balanced, and you get to eat healthy the whole time. And it comes out to about $5 a meal. You really can't. It's
Yeah,
really
you
tough
can't
to
beat that.
beat that price.
It really is awesome. So, well, hey,
Thanks for
Chad is
having me on.
you're still working, you're still delivering, you're still cooking. So y'all, if you haven't tried it and you're interested in improving your health and your fitness and nutrition, I'm telling y'all, this is the guy that you need to talk to about all that. He can really, really help. So, Chad, thanks so much for being with us today. I really, really appreciate it. I wish you many, many blessings, especially, and just really appreciate what you're doing with this Feed the Heroes. So I'll help in any way that we can. So all of his contact information will be in the contacts, so y'all reach out to him. So everybody have a great day. Happy Wednesday. I'll be here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And thanks again so much for watching. We'll see y'all later. Thanks, chat. See you later.
You're welcome. Thank you.